Self-driving cars are changing everything. And that's the subject of today's Idea of the Day. I love following technology, and one of the most interesting things in technology is the concept of self-driving cars. A few years ago, they were a curiosity. Something you might have heard at the end of a news segment when they just kind of have some lighthearted news. They'd say, oh, Google's working on a self-driving car. And it made people go, wow, that's pretty amazing. What are they going to do with that? And it's now reaching a point where in less than 5 years, I think maybe 3 years, because I remember a while back hearing Volvo, for example, claiming that within a certain number of years, by 2020, I think they said, they would manufacture 100% of their line, their entire car line, would be autonomous, or at least capable of driving by themselves. Meaning, this is a major manufacturing company of cars saying, within a certain amount of time, all our cars are going to be autonomous. They're going to be capable of driving themselves. Tesla made the same decision, except they didn't wait till 2020. If you buy a Tesla today, if you go to a Tesla, store and you order yourself a brand new Tesla, the car you will be buying is capable of driving itself. They're going to have a software update, but all the mechanisms for it to drive itself are built into the car that you purchase today. GM, Ford, Chrysler, Mercedes-Benz, every manufacturer is now committed to making self-driving cars standard. Standard. That means not just this obscure thing that Google did a few years ago and everybody kind of says, wow, look at that. They have these little cute little cars. I mean, Google went all in. Their self-driving cars don't even have steering wheels. They don't even have a steering wheel. You get in, it takes you where you want to go. No steering wheel. It's like Johnny Cab in Schwarzenegger's Total Recall. You get in and it drives itself. Hi, I'm Johnny Cab, and it takes you where you want to go. It makes me start to think about some future predictions. For example, if they keep going at this rate, and mathematically they're trying to prove that these cars are less likely to be in an accident than a human driver. In other words, they're trying to show that statistically speaking, an autonomous car is safer than a non-autonomous car. And the only thing that makes them unsafe is the possibility that someone who is in a non-autonomous car might do something totally unpredictable and then injure the person in the autonomous car. Meaning that if all cars were autonomous, we would actually have safer roads. We'd probably have less congestion and less accidents, less everything, because the cars themselves would be self-regulating. They wouldn't have human intervention. So within a few years, we would potentially see not only that every car on the road is capable of self-driving, but I see the possibility and probability that within our lifespan, 20 or 30 years or so, or maybe at the max, we will reach a point where not only is every car on the road autonomous, but it will be mandatory that they are autonomous and possibly even illegal for the person who's in the car to take control and actually drive it. Meaning you would probably see very few people getting a driver's license, and they might even make the concept of driving a car illegal. It also raises a couple other questions. For example, as autonomous cars come along and somebody buys one, will there still need to be a driver's license, or would the license for the vehicle be enough? Here's another one. Would we need windshield wipers? I mean, the car wouldn't need them. We might just be curious, but would we need them? How about headlights? All right, maybe you might need that so a pedestrian can see it, but the car doesn't need it. It could see in the dark. And here's another weird one. Let's say you reach a point where cars are self-driving, all of them. I'm not just talking about some, but it's now mandatory that everybody has one. Would we still need police to issue traffic violations? I mean, think about it. If all the cars are driving themselves and the passengers are, let's say, I don't know, they could be blind. They could be a 6-year-old that needs to be picked up from the movies. Do you need somebody to issue traffic summonses? Would there be such a thing as a speeding ticket or someone going through the light? Who would you blame? Would you blame Ford, GM, Chrysler? You didn't drive the car. It did. It's the one that went through the light, or more specifically, it wouldn't go through the light. Just a couple things to think about. And that's today's idea of the day. All right, there it is. That's today's idea of the day. Some of them are pretty good, right? And some of them suck, I admit. First to admit, some of my ideas suck. But if you visit Idea of the Day every day and you subscribe to my channel by looking at the subscribe link in the corner, you'll see a brand new idea every single day. And I promise you, some of them don't suck.